Hello, my name is Jake McElligott, and I am a Special Education Due Process Hearing Officer. This brief video will explain hearing officer settlement conferences, what they are, how they work, and honestly, how successful they have been in helping people avoid a hearing by reaching a resolution of their dispute. A hearing officer settlement conference is a way to allow parties, whether it's the lawyers who represent each party, or the school district lawyer and the parents who are representing themselves, to have a sitting hearing officer become involved in the resolution process. Here's how it works. Each due process complaint is assigned to a hearing officer. This person is the presiding hearing officer. The presiding hearing officer manages the hearing procedures, will conduct the hearing if matters get that far, and write the decision. Before things get that far, however, if both parties are interested and agree, another hearing officer, the settlement hearing officer, can be assigned to help the parties bridge the gaps or fill the holes or clear the hurdles in their resolution discussions. If the parties request a hearing officer settlement conference, the settlement hearing officer is randomly assigned. Before being assigned, ODR checks to make sure the settlement hearing officer is not the presiding hearing officer in a case involving the school district or the family. So at the time the settlement hearing officer is assigned, he or she has no current involvement with either party. Here's how the hearing officer settlement conference unfolds. The settlement hearing officer will arrange a conference call with the lawyers or the school district lawyer and the parents representing themselves, so that the settlement hearing officer can understand the dispute and the sticking points holding up a resolution. After that, the settlement hearing officer will hold a one-sided call, alone with each side. This is an important part of the settlement conference because a party might be willing to share information or viewpoints with the settlement hearing officer alone that the party would not share with the other party being part of the conversation. After those 3 calls, 1 conference call, and 2 one-sided calls, each settlement conference heads off in its own direction. That might be all. There might be a follow-up conference call. There might be follow-up calls involving only one party. Each settlement conference is unique. But, most importantly, hearing officer settlement conferences have been very successful. 75% of the time, 3 out of 4, hearing officer settlement conferences help the parties reach a resolution and avoid a hearing. What's most encouraging about that is that these are cases where both parties recognize that resolution discussions are not going the way they're hoping for, and both parties feel a settlement hearing officer could help. In other words, these are tough cases to resolve, and the hearing officer settlement conference helps the parties get to resolution most of the time. If you are involved in special education due process and both parties feel that a hearing officer settlement conference might help to bridge the gaps or fill the holes or clear the hurdles in resolution discussions, contact the case manager assigned to the case. We hearing officers look forward to helping the parties resolve their dispute and to avoid a hearing.